So they had the Al Smith charity dinner. And so let's go to Mitt Romney's first joke, shall we?
It's nice to finally relax and to wear what Ann and I wear around the house.
Well, that's the first joke. It's nice to finally relax and wear what Ann and I wear around the house. Except he's not kidding. That's why it's like when you're super rich and you want regular people to like you. It's hard to joke about how freaking rich you are, and not, especially in the middle of a depression, or the worst economic times in a long time.
I think that even if this does stick, even if this is used in an Obama ad to make him look out of touch, I think it's a step up from the dressage horse. Like, you could wear a tux, that's somewhat normal. Right. Like, going sideways on a horse, not so much. So I think that this is actually a wise gamble on Mitt Romney's part.
Okay, yeah, it might not come back. When I heard that, I'm like, his opening joke is about how much money he has, but
yeah,
and it's not. It wasn't really in a deferential way. It wasn't like I'm stupid.
It's better than the Bush comment. That actually offended me. I think, and JR was mentioning before the show today when they joked about the finding the weapons of mass destruction at the press dinner.
That was worse.
I get it, you're supposed to humanize yourself, but you're joking about things that are incredibly serious that result in the deaths of thousands, if not tens or hundreds of thousands of people. Look how rich we are.
I started a war and screwed it up. That's what he was making it. That was the joke, was I screwed up and started a war we should have started.
Yeah, war should not be like, it shouldn't have yakety sax playing in the background for it. And that's the purpose of this joke.
Yes.
That's
or as Tom Brokaw said, that George Bush overreached in Iraq.
Yeah.
So let's play Mitt Romney's all his jokes. Want to see him? I want to see him again. Let's see him.
I was actually hoping the president would bring Joe Biden along this evening, because he'll laugh at anything.
Especially
Governor
bullshit.
Cuomo, who's already being talked about for higher office. A very impressive fellow, but he may be getting a little ahead of himself. I mean, let me get this straight. The man has put in one term as a governor. He has a father who happened to be a governor, and he thinks that's enough to run for president. I have special admiration for the Apostle St. Peter, to whom it is said, "Upon this rock I will build my church." The story is all the more inspiring when you consider that he had so many skeptics and scoffers at the time who were heard to say, "If you got a church, you didn't build that." How we prepare for the debates. Let me tell you what I do. First, refrain from alcohol for 65 years before the debate.
I like that.
Boring.
Second, find the biggest available straw man and then just mercilessly attack it. Big Bird didn't even see it coming. And by the way, in the spirit of Sesame Street, the president's remarks tonight are brought to you by the letter O and the number 16 trillion. I never suggest that the press is biased. I recognize they have their job to do, and I have my job to do. My job is to lay out a positive vision for the future of the country, and their job is to make sure no one else finds out about it. When suddenly I pulled ahead in some of the major polls, what was the headline? Polls show Obama leading from behind. And I've already seen early reports from tonight's dinner. Headline, Obama embraced by Catholics. Romney dines with rich people.
Okay, so that's a couple of those jokes were pretty good in there.
Yeah, I think overall he did pretty well. I mean, granted, he didn't write a single one of those jokes, but Obama doesn't write his jokes either, so I guess it's a wash on that. I think that he did humanize himself to some extent. He didn't go too far into the territory of jokes that people shouldn't be joking about, like the weapons of mass destruction stuff. I think it was funny when he was attacking the press for not giving him good enough coverage, even though I've seen studies that show that in general the coverage is more positive about him, and that's happened historically in different electoral cycles. If only you had hundreds of millions of dollars that extremely rich people had given you to spread your message, you could fall back on that when the press doesn't give you exactly the coverage you'd like. But I would say overall he did pretty well, better than I would have expected.
If you're Mitt Romney, aren't you just days ahead of the election? Aren't you going to be a little reluctant to go on television in a tuxedo?
With a white bow tie.
I mean, if this is the thing, yes, with a white bow tie. I mean, this is the thing you're fighting against, this image of an out-of-touch elitist. And this, I mean, Barack Obama has black skin, so it kind of evens it out, right?
Yeah.
So he can show up in a tuxedo.
Yeah.
And plus, he's come from a single mom. We all know his history. I just, at some point you go, I'm sorry, I can't make the Al Smith dinner this year. I would have skipped it.
Yeah, but he canceled The View. You got to go on something this week if you want to stay in the press.
He did cancel The View.